Hello, this is Kerry Brock back here in the Shawnee Moon Lab, and today I wanted to start part 2 of our herbs and preparations series. Last part 1 was about herbal tea. Today I'm going to talk about tinctures and how they're different from teas. So tea is, you can watch that, but the difference with a tincture is similar to an herbal tea in that it is herbs that have been infused into a liquid, but in a tincture you dissolve the plant in a solvent as well as a suspension. So the tea is basically just in a suspension, the water, and a tincture can have suspension and solvent, and it's typically only for systemic use, for internal use. So different solvents you can use. The most common is alcohol, and then you can also use vinegar or vegetable glycerin. So those all act as solvents, as helping to extract the properties out of the herb into the liquid. And then the suspension is there just to hold all of it together. So yeah, so that's basically what a tincture is. It's like a tea, but it's stronger because the solvent pulls more out of it than just a tea, just the water would. And you usually only brew a tea from anywhere from 4 to 12 minutes. A tincture is going to sit for at least 2 weeks. Some people let them sit as long as 6 to 8 weeks. I don't feel like that's necessary. Here at Shawnee Moon, I make the tinctures the way Victoria did and the way my mom taught me and how she learned, by the phase of the moon. So on the new moon, when the moon is dark, I put together the herbs, and I have a 3-day window for that, the day before, the day of, and the day after the new moon, and put them all together with a suspension and a solvent. Not everyone uses a suspension along with the solvent. Economically, you don't have to have all of it be solvent, and so then economically it helps to just go ahead and use purified water as the suspension in that, and then you're not consuming as much alcohol either, if that's a concern for you. So put it together on the new moon, and then in 2 weeks is the full moon, and then that's when I strain off the bulk herb and then put away in dark bottles and store the tincture that's been strained now. And so it's a very traditional way of making tinctures to do it by the phase of the moon. Scientifically, the theory is that as the moon is waxing fuller, it is going to be extracting more beneficial properties out of the herb than it would otherwise, and thereby making your tincture stronger as the moon waxes stronger. So we can see the evidence of the phase of the moon through the tides and lots of other different things like that. So that is the story there behind that. These will have a shelf life if they're kept airtight and out of direct sunlight, out of extreme temperatures. They can last indefinitely. You might lose some of the strength of the product after years of it sitting on the shelf, but it's still going to be viable as long as, like you said, it's not the seal been broken, extreme temperatures. I mean, you can look at it and smell it and see if it's got something funky growing in it. You know, those kinds of things are obvious if it has gone bad. But generally speaking, if you keep it stored well, then it's good to go. Double check my notes here, see if I missed anything. So yeah, basically that's a tincture, and what they're used for just depends on what kind of herb that you used in your tincture. So if you use dandelion root, then it's going to help support your kidneys and bladder function, and water retention. If you use lobelia, it's going to support your lungs, and echinacea, it'll boost your immune system. So just depends what you use as to what you'll use the tincture for. So let me know if you learned anything in this video. If you have something you could add to it, just put it in the comments below, and like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks so much for watching.